Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is telling you 5 books that I would like to read by the end of 2025. I was going to do 10 books, but with the amount of waffling I'm probably going to be doing during this video, I thought I'd cut it down to 5 because we may be here a while. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and let's get into it. So the first book that I'm going to be talking about is A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. And this one has been on my TBR for probably over a year now. It's been there a while. So I would like to really read it soon. It's got a lot of hype around it. I really hope it does live up to the expectations. I think it's going to be quite good. But it's also supposed to be quite sad. So that's why I've been putting it off for a while, to be honest. It's supposed to be one of those books that just makes you cry, and I feel like I might have to be in the right mood to read this. So that's why it's taken me so long to get it started. But I think once I do, I will really love it. It says on the back, a kiss lasts a moment but can change a lifetime. Rune Christiansen and Poppy Litchfield met as children and swore to be friends forever. As teenagers, this grew into a love that promised to last a lifetime. But their worlds were shattered when Rune was sent home to his native Norway. 2 years later, Rune is back and Poppy is ready for their happy ever after to begin. But the boy who returns is not the Rune she remembers. What happens to turn her sweet, thoughtful Rune into this brooding stranger? And will the secret Poppy is carrying bring them closer together or separate them forever? Discover the story that will break your heart and make you believe true love really does last for eternity. So, like I say, it's supposed to be really sad. It sounds quite sad from the blurb, to be honest. I feel like it's going to be one of those books where it's a roller coaster of emotions from start to finish. And like I say, I would like to be in the right headspace to read this. Though, when I do, I feel like I'm going to really love it. I do have the second book in this duology as well, A Thousand Broken Pieces, and I'm hoping to get them both read, to be honest, by the end of this year. So hopefully I'll get to these soon. But yeah, that's the first book on this list. The second book on this list is Imagine Me by Tahara Mafi. And this is the last book in the Shatter Me series. And the reason I'm putting this on the list is because this year I would like to finish the entire Shatter Me series. I am currently on Unravel Me, which is the second full novel in the series. There is novellas in between the bigger books. So that's the one I'm on at the minute. I still have 4 novellas and 4 of the bigger books left to read in the series, but I am really enjoying it so far, so I feel like it won't take a lot for me to finish this series. It's one I will continue to enjoy and want to finish. So I thought I'd put this on my list and basically make it my goal to finish the Shatter Me series as well this year. So this one says on the back, Imagine me, master of my own universe, I am everything I ever dreamed of. Juliet Ferrers, Ella Summers, which is the truth and which is a lie? Now that Ella knows who Juliet is and what she was created for, things have only become more complicated. As she struggles to understand the past that haunts her and looks to a future more uncertain than ever, the lines between right and wrong, between Ella and Juliet, blur. And with old enemies looming, her destiny may not be her own to control. The day of reckoning for the re-establishment is coming, but she may not get to choose what side she fights on. So, I've already been introduced to Juliet in the series. She's the main character in the books I'm reading at the moment. So I know who Juliet is, but I'm not entirely sure who Ella Summers is. She's not been introduced to me yet. But It sounds like a book of conflict. It sounds like there's conflict between the two characters in this one. I'm assuming it's going to be resolved by the end of the book, with it being the last in the series, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'm curious to see how we get from where I am in the series to this point, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I say, I'm really enjoying the series so far, and I hope I'll continue to enjoy it. So I thought I'd make this book 2. So the third book that I'd like to read by the end of 2025 is The Stargazers by Harriet Evans. And again, this one has been on my TBR for the longest time. I saw it in my local Tesco last year. The cover drew me in because let's just have a moment to appreciate how beautiful it is. And I read the blurb and it sounded really interesting. So I thought I'd pick it up. And I've just not got round to reading it yet for some reason. But I really do think that when I pick this up, it's going to be one of them books I struggle to put down. The back says, then, Fane Hall. Sarah has spent a lifetime trying to bury memories of her childhood, the constant fear, the horror of her school days, and Fane, the vast, crumbling house that was the sole obsession of her mother, Iris, a woman as beautiful as she was cruel. 1969, Hampstead. Rescuing herself from the shadow of Fane and her mother, talented Sarah forgoes a career as a cellist and marries the love of her life, Daniel. But when they move into a rambling, near-derelict house in Hampstead and try to get on with the business of becoming a family, Sarah finds the past will not let her go. What is the hold Fane Hall has over her and her mother? Can she break free of it and keep the promise she made as a child, one magical starry night, to look up at the stars and not down into the darkness? So this one I feel might have a historical element to it. I do enjoy a historical novel, so I think that I'll enjoy that side of it. It sounds quite mysterious, and I think it's going to be quite good. Like I say, I feel like it's going to be one of these books that once I pick up, I really struggle to put down. And it just sounds like it's right up my alley, to be honest. There's mystery, there's the historical side to it, there sounds like there's some magic in here. It sounds like something I'm really going to be able to sink my teeth into. So I'm quite looking forward to this one too. So yeah, there's that one. So the fourth book on my books to read before the end of 2025 list is Lightlark by Alex Astor. I do have the whole series of this. So I've got Lightlark, Night, Spain, and Skyshade, I think the others are called. Yeah, they are. I've just double checked that. But this, again, has been getting a lot of hype on the internet. Though I have seen mixed reviews. Some people love it and some people hate it. But I feel like it's something I'm going to quite enjoy. It's got a fantasy element to it, and I feel like it's a sort of thing I could really get behind during the colder months. So I'm really quite looking forward to this. And it says on the back, welcome to the Sentinel. Every 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game, where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler must die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, betray, even as love complicates everything. So I feel like this one's gonna have a bit of a Caravel vibe to it. There's a deadly game. I feel like I sort of get the Caravel Night Circusy vibes from this, but with maybe a bit of Powerless thrown in. I feel like it's going to be a mixture of the feel of those sort of books, if that makes sense. So again, right up my alley. I really enjoy things like this. I'm quite looking forward to getting started on this series, but I do want to finish some of the other series I'm reading before I read this one. So I have been putting it off for a little bit. But yeah, I feel like once I start it, again, I'm not going to be able to put it down. It's right up my alley. It sounds pretty good, to be honest, like it's going to be a really good read. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So there's that one. And then, last but not least, the fifth book on this list, and another book I'd like to read before the end of 2025, is The Women by Kristin Hannah. I have never read a Kristin Hannah book before, but I hear that she is an amazing author. There's a lot of hype again around her books online. A lot of YouTubers will talk about her books. And she writes a lot of historical fiction. And as I have said previously, I do love historical fiction. So I feel like once I start reading Kristin Hannah books, I'm going to love them. I feel like she's going to be an author I will pick up again and again for that reason. So again, I'm really looking forward to this one. This is one of her newer books, I believe. Let me just see if it says when it was published. Yeah, so it says it was published in 2024, so this is one of her newer books. I believe she has got quite a few books out. I'm not entirely sure because, like I say, this will be the first one of hers I've read, but I believe that there's quite a few of hers about. But yeah, like I say, historical fiction is something I gravitate towards, so I feel like I'm going to enjoy this. It says on the back, their friendship changed lives, their bravery changed history. Women can be heroes too. When 20-year-old nursing student Frances Frankie McGrath hears these unexpected words, it is a revelation. Raised on California's idyllic Coronado Island and sheltered by her conservative parents, she has always prided herself on doing the right thing, on being a good girl. But in 1965 the world is changing, and she suddenly imagines a different path for her life. When her brother ships out to serve in Vietnam, she impulsively joins the army, Nurse Corps, and follows in his path. As green and inexperienced as the young men sent to Vietnam to fight, Frankie and the brave nurses serving alongside her are overwhelmed by the chaos and destruction of war, as well as the unexpected trauma of coming home to a changed America. But Frankie will also discover the true value of female friendship and the heartbreak that love can cause. So yeah, like I say, historical, it's going to be one I really get into, I think. And I think it's going to be a really good story to get into. It sounds quite interesting. I feel like there's going to be a bit of a coming of age element to this book, and I think it's going to be good. So yeah, there's that one. They were the 5 books that I would like to read by the end of 2025. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy it, please like, comment and subscribe underneath, and I will see you all again next week.